Alright, good morning, you guys. I'm gonna make a garden video, take a break from the intense um, other videos. These are 4 o'clocks right here. See how pretty that they are? The hummingbirds love them. Um, this is Morning Glory that's starting up. That's my dog's outdoor water, one of them. But usually the Morning Glory just covers this fence. This year it's not. Alright, let me see. Uh-oh. I just got hummingbird feeders and I've yet to hang them where I want them, but I couldn't handle it. I had to hang them. Have a few other chores. See the hammock? Yep. And the 2 hanging planters. That's another project. I have projects for days. All right. I cut off the 4th spine on this dragon fruit. I watched a video and they said cut it like a bee, so I did. But I have 3 other spines still growing out of this thing, and when it came, it was the center half that size. It doesn't look very good. I mean the color, this is not a variegated dragon fruit, but it's alive and it's gonna be fine. I know it will. It's been a pretty drastic summer. So, okay, here we have the fig. I ordered several plants off of Amazon, and I said that I didn't recommend it, but everything's still alive, so I can't complain. What I will say is that I know that if I didn't have worm castings and cocoa core, I doubt that I would have anything now. But I did, and I do, and I'm very thankful. Things look pretty good. This is a fig, and I have a sticker in there of what this particular fig is, but I'm not going to dig around and find it right at the moment. This is inside of another pot. See that pot? It was broken, and I put it in there, the 2 halves, and put the fig inside of it, inside of this big pot, because it was a good way to plant it. And this fig will grow into this pot, and it will look just beautiful. But this was very small, one little sprig when it came. And I'm going to be looking at it to see if I can take any cuttings off of it. Anyway, so then here, what do we have? Okay, this is Barbados cherry. Which hasn't done anything, any flowering or anything, but I started with 4 plants, and I have 4 plants, and they're growing nicely. No complaints. So here we have the German thyme. The German thyme was trying to go to seed for the 2nd time in the season, and I whacked it off. And this is a pot of bee balm. I don't know what bee balm looks like. Hasn't flowered yet. And the sage. I brought in these little flowers right here. I forget what they're called. Y'all will probably know. But here's a new spot of German thyme, a little bit of marigold, and in the front is tomatillo. Let me see. I don't know if there's much fruit on it. It's flowered and everything, but things are flowering and the heat is zapping the flowers and they're not able to go to fruit. So this is all all cherry tomato right here. And let me see. I haven't even looked at this to see what is on it today. It's producing nicely. They're really small cherries. They're very tasty. This is usually my breakfast. Seriously, I'm not joking. All right, so here's some more sage that I put in. And the grapes. This is the grape that I trimmed to start with. And see the yellow on the leaves? That is just pollen from something else. These has a little bit of leaf damage right there, but and I have nasturtium. With as hot as it's been, it hasn't flowered or anything, but it's still alive. I'm surprised. The marjoram has been growing. I had started the marjoram from seed and I just put in 2 little pots and they're growing. Look at the basil. I started this basil from seed and put it in at the same time the marjoram, but it's going to seed. But look how pretty. I'm really happy with this, even though it's going to seed. It's so pretty. I have marigolds growing there. And we're going to take a step back in the 70s with some coleus. I put the coleus around the arugula because I still have arugula. The little white flowers right there, that's arugula. That's gone to seed, but you can eat the flowers, you can eat the seed pods, and you can eat the arugula, and it all tastes the same. The seeds are stronger and a little chewier, but I like to eat the seed pods. I think they're good. So there's a grape, diatomaceous earth, and I forget what this is. Something papaya, and it was being eaten by stink bug, and I had it covered in hay so I didn't see it, and it almost destroyed it, but I need to trim the dead stuff off of it, but it didn't get it, and this plant will recover. And I started with 2, I still have 2, so anyway, the diatomaceous earth took care of it, and the stink bugs all died. And here we have a couple of grapes. They were in black pots, and I needed for them to not be in something black, so I covered it with that green stuff. My quick solutions. More diatomaceous earth there. So then over here we have, this is tomatillo, and in my one video, I said that with tomatillo, you need to have two. They have to be able to pollinate each other, so. More cherry tomatoes here. I'm trying not to get in this picture a project that I have going because it looks messy and I don't want to try to explain it. So anyway, here's cherry tomatoes. I tied them up. There's another tomatillo. Here's the plow. All right, this is one of my favorite areas right here. I still have broccoli. I never did cut the broccoli down or cut it back. I'm just using it as an ornamental. Other people use ornamental broccolis for ornamental broccoli. Me, I'm just gonna use regular old broccoli. Oh, let me see. Okay, this is tomatillo that's fallen over. It'll be fine. It'll still produce. But it looks really nice. The basil. This is basil right here. And I'm trying to think of what the name. Oh, this is a moss rose. This flower that looks, it's a succulent, but it's a flowering succulent and it's a moss rose, and they are so nice. They do reseed themselves, so this should come back. But see, they have little pods. After they flower, they get little pods, and they're like little cups, and they're just full of teeny tiny seeds, and they just go everywhere. So this is another basil. I forget how many different basils that I put in. That is a pineapple, and they look bad, but they're not dead, and I have more coming in. This I plan to have as a whole area of pineapple. I'm going to be able to weather it. So, more tomatillo. And let me see, where is that? Right down here, this is a Thai pepper. Kind of on the small side. I just put it in a few days ago. Well, there's that other tomatillo. This is what things look like after we have had 110 plus degree weather for the last couple of weeks. We've survived. I'm thankful. And I'm going to get vegetables off of these plants. We'll catch a break and I'll be able to, get a harvest, but it won't be the harvest that I would have if we didn't have these high temperatures. The heat just zaps the flowers and they are down for the count. See, that's a tomatillo right there, but I don't know if it's gonna make it. These might. I've never grown tomatillo before, but people say they are just a fantastic producer. So I'm looking forward to making green salsa. That would be so good. All right, Lord bless you guys.